All right, so I came to this country. I grew up in Taiwan, and I came to this country when I was 13. I was in 8th grade, fresh out on a boat, didn't speak a language, no Chinese people in my school in New Jersey. And it was hard, to say the least. I didn't understand squat. I didn't learn English at all. My favorite class was math because I understand numbers. And I remember in English class, it's a million years ago, I remember her nails. She was like manicured nails. So that's what I focused on. I was like, I understood nothing. I went home. My dad had to sit next to him, and he would translate every single word. And now I'm talking about from like the direction of how to do homework. And I don't know how I went through the first 2 years, but I did. And the best thing was that there were no other Chinese people because I had to learn, right? And from that point on, really quickly I realized how to adapt and adjust. Like, you know, and imagine in middle school, like fresh out on a boat, and at lunchtime, I don't even know how I went through. I think I was just like, it just, people, I'm sitting by myself, you know, and I'm a social person. And what happened was, it's amazing what outside environments do to you. Because they, being Asian, don't speak the language, they automatically think I'm shy, and I'm not shy, right? So when people think you're something, they treat you like who they think you are. Mm-hmm. So people started treating me like this shy little Chinese girl. And I became this shy little Chinese girl for several years. And I didn't even know about it until, like, you know, until I started to speak the language. I was in cheerleading just because I liked to dance and stuff. It's not because I didn't know that was kind of a popularity thing, nor do I get along with these girls at all. But I was in cheerleading squad, and I just sort of was, I developed my own personality, and I found who I am. Still really confused, and I remember in high school, I lived in New Jersey, so it's like crazy. People are so materialistic there. I remember just wanting to be not Chinese. I don't care what I am. Like, I just don't want to be Chinese because I felt like I was so different. And I just want to be like everybody else, and I wasn't, right? So that's how my adolescence were. Like, I was so insecure. I now look at my diary, it says like, life sucks. Why did my mom come to this country? Nobody likes me, no boys look at me. I remember I had to ask my sister who was in college, and I was like, I want to buy this book. It was like a $50 book, it's this thick, literally. It's like this thick and it's $50. You know what it is? It's How to Kiss. And of course my mom would have said no, but my sister was like, what do you need it for? I'm like, it's a really important book. She said, okay, I'll write you a check. So she got a book on how to kiss. Like, I didn't have a boyfriend. Nobody even looked at me. But like, I was in my little world, you know? I was like, I was so sad, but that made me who I am today, right? So fast forward, so what I've learned is that, you know, at that time, being oblivious, because I didn't understand what people are saying. And I didn't understand, like, you know, now thinking back, my God, that's like the worst time. People bully, people make fun, and I'm sure I was made fun of. But I didn't understand squat. And so being oblivious, it's a blessing sometimes. Because I really, I must have, but I don't remember ever being put down or being bullied with when I came here, you know, to this country. So, so then I went to college, I spoke English, I went to school, everything was good, had an American boyfriend, that was good, that helped me kind of integrate it into the American society, right? And I started hanging out with people, I waited tables at the restaurants, I went to parties, things were good. So I went to University of Maryland. Actually, no, I didn't. I want to get into University of Maryland. It's hard to get in because you need a high GPA. Right. I've always been I'm like that middle child. that like I'm not the son, which is my baby brother. Mm-hmm. I'm not the firstborn. I'm like that middle child. So I'm always just that mediocre person that I have to be. I really have to fight for attention. So I'm like, you know what? Forget this. It's too hard. I'm just gonna do just enough to get by. So my motto is like, hey, I'm not going to Harvard. I'm just gonna get like 3.0 average. So that's what I did. I didn't try really hard, and I got like A's and B's, and if I get a C, I'll make sure I get 2 A's, you know? But because of it, I couldn't get into University of Maryland, but I could get into UMBC at the time. So I got into UMBC and I went there for 2 years, and then you can transfer to Maryland. So I went to Maryland, got into the business school, graduate international marketing. You know, it was good. I still wasn't taking school really seriously. Then I wanted to go to graduate school. Graduate school is very expensive. So what I did is, and think outside of the box. I've always been, I may not be like the brightest, smartest person, but I'm really creative. And so what I did is, I want to go to graduate school. I don't want to pay for it. My parents don't have any money. They can barely pay for my education. Thank God they did. So you can go, you work at companies. So I was like, you know, I'm going to work at a company that will sponsor me for my graduate degree.